What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. My name is Alex, and today we're going to do a spoiler-free review of a movie called Spree right now. Now, some of you may not even know what Spree is, and I actually just caught the trailer probably like a week or two ago, but it got me interested in the concept because it's about this guy named Kurt World 96 who is thirsty for getting views and acceptance into his content creation. He's a YouTuber. He decided to do ride sharing as a means to find good content so people would come to his channel and he would grow and become famous. So Kurt decides that he's going to use his rideshare company called Spree to go on a killing spree. Get it? Do you get it? I mean, yeah. I know, right? No. Just to go viral, essentially, which is kind of an interesting concept. I mean, I gotta say, when I watched the trailer, I was very interested in this movie, so I had to rent it and I had to watch it. It's out right now on early access, so it costs $7 as opposed to the maybe typical $6 or $5 that you would pay for a rental. You can also buy it, I think, for like 13 or 14 bucks. This movie is directed by Eugene Kotlyarenko, who has done the movie Wobble Palace, which I have not seen, so I don't know any references to the material that he likes to direct. It also stars Joe Keery from Stranger Things, and he really had a really big role in the third season here. You also have comedian and actress Sashir Zamata, who's in this movie, as well as Kyle Mooney from SNL, and one last but not least, David Arquette, who we haven't seen a whole lot of, other than his wrestling career that I think he started, and which was kind of interesting. This movie seems to kind of pull in a lot of favors, it seems, with the director or the producer of this movie. Curious to see how this would turn out. It is kind of like your live streaming movie where this guy gets fed up with not being popular and decides to go out and just start killing people in crafty ways. It starts out kind of mundane and kind of dark, but he's playing it very straight, so it's like people don't even think it's real. There's different camera angles from everything, not just the live stream on the camera, but he's got cameras around his car, security cam footage from up on a building, police cam footage, nanny cams. They use the whole gamut of video in order to sort of tell this story about this kid unraveling. Now, all of that sounds pretty interesting for the most part. It doesn't sound entirely original, as there's other movies that have sort of attempted this sort of thing with the social media sort of talk about how it's destroying the world, but we've been getting a lot of movies like that recently. It's not as original as it used to be. Obviously, this movie has a message about social media and how it affects us and how we should or should not care about these things. It doesn't force the message down your throat, but there are some moments in the movie that are surprising and that I was like, oh shit, like what the fuck just happened? But a lot of it is kind of interlaced with a lot of dialogue that doesn't feel as authentic as I would really like. Kind of missing out on that realistic aspect. Sure, it's mimicking reality and kind of how streamers and everybody act online and how they like to get views and things like that, and they're kind of like echoes of different personalities in real life, but it was a little boring for me at times. There were some fun things that happened, but at no point was I like, oh my god, that's so real, you know? Like a found footage movie where you need to have that reality to kind of like make the film be thrilling or scary or whatever it may be in order to make you feel something. This movie sort of plays with the fact of the banality of the whole situation. This Kurt character played by Keery, he's kind of just going through the motions like he would like going to the grocery store to get groceries. Everything is pretty mundane to him, including killing people, which is an interesting concept. And I'm sure it's probably a nod to some sort of we're all becoming desensitized sort of thing. Maybe. I don't know. But overall, I was actually pretty underwhelmed by it. I felt like it just kind of went through a lot of the motions while never really keeping the pace of some sort of thrill that I would normally get from a movie that is about this type of situation. There are some funny moments. There are some things that are kind of like, aha, yeah, that's pretty cool, you know, like, and oh, that happened, but just doesn't feel as strong as I was kind of hoping it to be. Keep in mind, I realize, you know, we're dealing with a medium of streaming and content. YouTube might be a little different than something like streaming, because YouTube, you can cater, cut down the videos, take the best parts, put them in a video. Streaming, it's completely open. So there's going to be some dull moments in the film. And I'm sure that the director wanted that to be a part of it while not sacrificing too much of the entertainment value to make it realistic. But some of the acting in it, despite all the different cast that you get in this movie, it just kind of fell flat. I don't think it's necessarily any of the actors' faults. I don't know, maybe it felt rushed. It was put together too quickly and not practiced. I don't know. Something about it just didn't land right with me. And while I may, you know, be all about tearing down social media because it's the effects of it are kind of ruining the world right now, listening to a voice that maybe of someone that doesn't really know what the fuck they're talking about, and then other people listening to them, is kind of what this movie plays on, and like the popularity aspect and like how social media is. And I'm all for that kind of stuff and that kind of ideology and thinking and stuff, because I too feel consumed by that kind of thinking, and I don't want to play that game. But this didn't deliver on that aspect as much as I would have hoped. They wanted to make it so real that it ended up not being real or not being entertaining, possibly. It's really hard to say. I think this one's going to be really up in the air for you guys. I would lower your expectations by a lot for this film and just kind of go for the ride. But I think this movie deserves about a 5. It's pretty average. I've seen better uses of social media, live streaming movies. We just watched Host the other day. That's up on Shudder now. Really loved that concept. Did a really great job of everything that was going all at once. And that was crafted probably on a lot less budget than this one was. So unfortunately, this was a kind of a big disappointment for me. I would love to hear what you think about this movie in the comment section down below, whether you're going to rent it for $7 or buy it for $14 or wait till it comes out on some of the streaming services. But let me know what you think, guys. I appreciate you stopping by and spending your time with me. And as always, long live the void.